Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. This afternoon in my kitchen, I'm gonna put something together for dinner. I'm gonna do it live, so stay tuned. I had zero plan for dinner, and then I realized that just because I'm not hungry for dinner doesn't mean my guys are not gonna be hungry. They've been working all day and out in the heat. So I'm gonna put together something and just start grabbing stuff out of the pantry. A couple things I've already pulled out that I'm gonna use. I'm going to use some tomato paste, some tomato sauce. I'm going to use some elbow macaroni and cheese, or macaroni, not cheese. Out of my fridge, I've got, let's see, I've got 2 pounds of ground beef that are thawed. So I'm probably going to use 1.5 pounds of ground beef, save the other half for another time. And then I have got cheese out the yazoo because, I'll tell you why. Because last weekend it was my part of the party to bring a charcuterie board. So I'm going to use what I've got, which is leftover sharp cubed cheese, leftover Colby Jack cheese cubes, and then I have cheese in here as well. So great way to use everything, waste not, want not. Stay tuned, I'm gonna do it live for you and put together some type of goulash, and then we're gonna have a salad and dinner will be served. I would love to know what y'all are doing for dinner, and I'll be back with you shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and get my noodles on and get them to al dente, and then I'll mix up the rest of it and show you guys that. So stay tuned to cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Sometimes you just have to put some stuff together, y'all. I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye. Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. In my kitchen tonight, I am gonna make a similar version of goulash because I'm making stuff for supper with what I had in my pantry and in my refrigerator. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start out with 1.5 pounds of ground beef. And I'm gonna brown that in my pot. And I'll bring y'all over here in just a minute. And I need 1.5 pounds tomorrow for my egg roll in a bowl. So I'm only going to use half of this pound for tonight. So a total of 1.5 pounds. I'm going to eyeball that. And I'll put that in a Ziploc and it'll go back in the refrigerator. You know, sometimes when you use what you got, you come up with something that's really good. And I think this is going to be really good. Into my other pot, I'm also going to add, I put up, what am I supposed to call this? I can't remember the word right now. You know, it's green. Pesto. And I'm going to take 2 squares of pesto out of my freezer and put it in the pot as well. Whoop. Whoop. Popping that stuff everywhere. And that has basil, oregano, rosemary, garlic, and olive oil, salt, pepper. And I may have some in my hair. It just kind of popped up on me. I keep mine frozen like that in cubes so I can use it for things like this. I've got half a box, so 16 ounces of elbow macaroni, and it is in the other pot. And I'm boiling that until it's al dente. I'm going to go ahead and open up a can of tomato sauce. And I think this is a 15-ounce can. Let me look. Yes, 15 ounce. And then I have a can of tomato paste, 12 ounce. I'm going to open that up. don't know about y'all, but if I don't set a timer, I'll forget what I'm doing in the next second because I'll see squirrels and I'll just be onto a whole nother tree. Okay, I'm gonna pull all this over here. And I'm gonna pull y'all over here as well so you can see what I'm doing by the stove. Trying not to make you seasick. Let's see if I can put this baby right here and y'all can see just fine. There we go. I'm having a glass of rosé with some blueberries, frozen blueberries in the bottom. Cheers. And I'm just going to break this apart. Where's my chopper upper thing? Oh, there it is. It's already smelling good with that pesto in here. This will be a quick meal, nutritious, economic. Okay, to this hamburger mixture, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of garlic powder. I've already got garlic in the pesto, so this will be extra garlicky. At least we won't get eaten up by no vampires. I'm going to take some onion powder as well, about 2 teaspoons of that. And again, I'm just eyeballing that. We need some salt and pepper in this as well. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt. You can add more later, and about a teaspoon of black pepper. You can also add more of that later. I'm going to add just some shakes of some Italian seasoning. You know what? I'm just going to do this. About 2 tablespoons. That's to your liking. And I can smell all of those flavors marrying up. What's your go-to when you don't really have a plan for dinner and you got to put something together quick? I would love to know what your go-to is. Hey girl, hey Teresa. I hope you're having a good evening. I am getting some supper started. Chicken salad is your go-to, Denise. I see that. And hey, Kim Sexton. Cheers to everybody. It's Friday. Tacos, burritos, spaghetti. Kathy, I thought about spaghetti, but then I thought, I don't know. My husband likes spaghetti okay. He doesn't like it left over. So this will be better left over in his eyes. So something that he'll eat another night. We're going to call this Mama Lisa's Goulash. That's what we're going to call this. Mama Lisa's Goulash. And you could use ground turkey, ground chicken, whatever meat you want. You could use Italian sausage. That would be delicious in this. Hey girl, hey Lee. Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it more than I can tell you.
We had pork chop scallop potatoes. Yum, Rhonda. That sounds delicious. Going to Maine tomorrow. Old lady on the road. Look out, Linda. Look out for Linda Kelly tomorrow. This is almost browned all the way through. And again, I can smell that pesto, the onion powder, the garlic powder. I'm going to add just a shake of red pepper to this as well. Maybe about a half a teaspoon. Again, that's something you can add later if it's not hot enough for you. My noodles are almost too al dente. They're getting close. They're on high. And this is, I think, 80-20, this beef is. And so I'm not going to drain the grease off of this. I'm going to leave it in there. I think it'll give it more flavor and more moisture. And it's not a ton of grease in here, okay? Now, if you had some, cut of meat that had a lot of grease in it, you'd probably want to drain it before you put your other ingredients in it. What's in the glass? Pat, it's a rosé that somebody gave me. And we painted these glasses, and it's just kind of fun. And I put a handful of frozen blueberries in the bottom of it. To be honest, I didn't have enough ice to put in it, so I put frozen blueberries. Shrimp scampi sounds delicious, Betsy. That sounds delicious. Okay, this is coming together nicely. I love to see how long this meal took, start to finish. After I do the video, it'll be interesting. Meat is looking good. And I really like to do recipes like this where the flavors need to marry up. I like to do them ahead of time before the guys come in for a couple reasons. The flavors do have a better chance of marrying up. Secondly, I don't want to be in the kitchen all evening. So I'd rather cook mine early and have it ready for them, and they can warm it in the microwave. And then I like to eat early too. I'm a 6 o'clocker. If I have my choice about it, 6:30, something like that. I'm gonna put in the can of tomato paste. And then I'm going to put in a can of tomato sauce. This is 15 ounces. The tomato paste was 12. We'll give this a stir. I'll tilt that where y'all can see it. You could use stewed tomatoes in it as well. My guys don't like to see a whole tomato in there, whether it's stewed, diced, or, pieces of tomato. They're much happier eating if it's all, mushed up. The tomato content of any recipe. They like it better if I use tomato paste or tomato sauce. Okay, these noodles. I'm going to reserve enough of this water to put some of the starchy water into my goulash with these noodles. So I'm going to grab my strainer. Strained out about 1/4 cup. The rest is going in the goulash. Y'all can see that there's water content to it too. I like to use a little bit of starchy water. and my sauce will stick to the noodles good. We'll give this a stir. And then I'm going to give this a taste to see what I need to add, if anything. Because the last thing to go in is going to be my cheese. Let me get a bite that has a little bit of everything in it. Good stuff. Okay. This needs a little salt. And I'm going to add my cheeses and give it a turn. And I'm using leftover cheeses that I had from the charcuterie. So I've got cubes of Colby Jack. This would definitely be kid friendly. Definitely kid friendly. And then I've got about 1/4 a bag of sharp cheddar, white sharp cheddar cubes. And then I have some random squares. I think this is Swiss and Colby Jack. I'm just going to throw some of these in. I think that might be hearty. And here's some sharp cheddar. And I'm going to save the rest of this for an omelet maybe. And I'm going to give this a stir. And I'm going to let this simmer for about 10 to 12 minutes. And then I'm going to put the lid on this baby and turn the heat off and let those flavors marry up and all that cheese melt and it be all ooey gooey. Let me show y'all what it looks like. Right in there in the pot. It took very little time and very little energy. Mama Lisa's goulash, y'all. Give it a try. We'll talk about it later, see if they liked it and all that good stuff. But I'd love to know what y'all are fixing for dinner. And I'd love to know what your go-to is when you don't really have a plan for dinner other than ordering out. Like, what do you do that's quick? Opa says, on my way, Mama Lisa. I know, right? Anyway, I'm going to hop off of here and enjoy the rest of my glass of rosé. And I'm going to relax the body down because supper is done. Well, I'm going to put a salad with this and call it a night. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys shortly. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful start of your weekend. Give this goulash a try. We'll see y'all. Bye now.